This is WKY, TV channel 4, Oklahoma City, Oklahoma, and it is time now for the Saturday evening report for this Saturday evening, April 27th, 1957. Good afternoon, everybody. I'm Peter Wiggins, and there's what's happening here. In Amman, Jordan, King Hussein placed Jordan under a military governor Friday in the launch of a determined war against the communists in his kingdom. The Arab Legion, the King's loyalty, and predominantly Bedouin army began to round up a communist left-wing leaders against extreme nationalists in an attempt to snuff out the red influence which has helped sink its nation in its even ferment. Hussein's new premier, 69-year-old Ibrahim Hashem, called in the ambassadors of the neighboring Arab states and informed them that the developments which had been wrecking Jordan for nearly 3 weeks. The 21-year-old king, winner of at least a temporary victory in the second round of a struggle for his throne, left little doubt in any of his Arab leaders' minds that he considers his primary job at this time to be a question of any further attempts at communist perpetration. The big push against narcotic violators is finished. Officials directed a series of raids on Wednesday and Thursday nights in east side Oklahoma City, said Friday afternoon. 2 more suspects, a 17-year-old boy, were charged with narcotics peddling in federal court, and 3 persons were arrested in raids were charged with illegal possession of marijuana in Oklahoma County District Court on Friday. Charges of bringing narcotics into the state and peddling heroin, marijuana, and morphine were filed in U.S. District Court Thursday against 14 others arrested in a surprise series of raids on Wednesday night. Mill Creek. For a time Friday, Yellowstone National Park apparently had nothing on the small Johnson County community to the geyser. The Student Geyser has a mysterious stream of water, which has reported spotted 20 feet high at the center of the HH 73 miles south of Mill Creek, according to the State Highway Department employees. Leeway Berry, Highway Department Division Engineer in Ada, said one of his workmen reported the geyser and said it was spouting water 20 feet into the air. 8 hours later, Carl Hale, an Oklahoma City Highway Department spokesman, said it's still geysering. But Elmore Garrison and Mill Creek glass workers said a few hours later and after the first report, the mysterious water spout has disappeared. I drove down there, Garrison said, and I couldn't see anything. I had heard that it was shooting water 20 feet in the air, but I think somebody must have been mistaken. Garrison said highway workmen have been plugged in and spotted on the paved road with blacktop to the flow. Hill was said that the cause of the geyser was unknown and it may be an underground river, he said. They was to make an on-the-spot investigation on Saturday, Hill said.
J.J. Redick may have exaggerated that concept.
Philadelphia. U.S. District Court Judge John W. Lord Friday issued a temporary order barring a threatened strike of about 20,000 Pennsylvania Railroad non-operating employees. The strike was scheduled for 12:01 a.m. on Tuesday by the United Railway Workers Division of the Transport Workers Union. Judge Lord set May 3rd for a hearing on the order. He directed the railroad to post bond of $10,000, naming an injector where the union and 19 of its officers, including President Michael J. Quill. And in his petition and injunction, the PRR said it would work a stoppage would mean a loss of $750,000 a day, and asserted that after the coverage affected a strike, might recover lost freight and passenger traffic. The court's orders forbid picketing and interfering with PRR traffic and directs all the defendants to take steps to prevent an effective work stoppage or a threatened strike. Union officers said TW52 locals from New York to St. Louis allegedly railroad has violated its contract by assigning work which ought to go to the TW members of the Penn Brotherhood of Railroad Trainmen.
For a smartphone, the Ultra HD camera captures more detail in every moment and snaps photos with
Stillwater. Max Lindsay, an Oklahoma A&M sophomore from Fort Gibson, Friday was elected president of State Future Farmers of America at the windup of the Farm Board Organization's biggest convention in history. 19-year-old Lindsay was the state secretary this past year, got the presidency at the second ballot by the 732 convention delegates. He succeeds Nathan Reese of Moreland and also an Aggie student. Nick Neal, 18 of Anita, an A&M freshman in pre-veterinary medicine, was elected secretary, and the office of a state reporter went to a Marshall Boy, William Meyer. Elected to the district vice president were R.R. Wayland of Sentinel Southwest, Lauren Wardenberg, Garber Northwest, and Jerry Bunyard Stroud Central, and Wesley Watkins Bennington Southeast, and Bruce Raines Muskogee Northeast.
Thank you everyone who has ever loved a Honda.
Beirut, Lebanon. 2 younger brothers of King Hussein of Jordan arrived in Beirut Friday from Amman aboard the king's personal plane. Agents French press said Crown Prince Mohammed and Prince Hassan would continue to London to attend school.
For making your record part
San Francisco. A $37,500 personal injury verdict was returned Friday in favor of Joseph R. Meadows, who said he was injured twice while braking for the Southern Pacific Railroad and suffered neck and possible kidney injuries.
Fan loves the 2 for $20 menu in the Applebee's fan zone.
Mohawk, France. 7 miners were killed and 6 injured Friday in an explosion at the Marie-Louise Potash mine on nearby Stefflanden. 181 miners came out safely. The victims, all French, were young men in their 20s.
Life into my home again. There's only one episode left.
Hollywood actress Lois Austin Barton, 48, veteran of the stage, movies, radio, and TV, died Friday at home in suburban Studio City following a 9-month illness.
On ABC.
In Tulsa, 16 men conspired to violate a federal liquor law by bringing whiskey into the legally dry Oklahoma. Friday was convicted as they began visiting the U.S. Probation Office for interviews. U.S. District Judge Royce H. Savage asked probation reports on Police Commissioner J.L. Jones suspended Police Chief Paul J. Livingston and the others after receiving guilty verdicts shortly after last midnight. The court said sentences will be pronounced next Friday. 2 other convicted men, bootleggers Martin Edwards and John Hood, were found guilty, also brought into wholesale and retail liquor without paying taxes.
Wizards up 3-1, Brooklyn. The next game forward.
More than 100 Warwick residents evacuated from the homes on Friday night as 2 creeks fed to the flood were hoping to return to their residences on Saturday morning after the high water failed to materialize. The group, all living near Beaver and Cow Creeks, were evacuated after Army engineers warned that 3-inch rainfalls upstream would probably force the 2 creeks out of their beds. The streams flooded Warwick 2 feet deep in 1955. However, midnight at Jefferson County Deputy Sheriff said that the streams were barely out of the banks. We're hoping to let these people go home in the morning. He said, if there is any more rain upstream, I'm sure we can.
To 10. You think about it, just think about all the fouls. Clay Thompson.
William G. Stark, a Canadian Consul General, bluntly said in Oklahoma City Friday that a U.S. Senate subcommittee acted irresponsibly in releasing information about E. Herbert Norman, Canada's ambassador to Egypt, who committed suicide earlier this month. The Canadian government has blamed Norman's death on the U.S. Senate internal security hearings last month, linking Norman with communism Canadian to threaten to stop sharing in its security secrets with the U.S. after the Egypt ambassador jumped to his death April 4 from a high Cairo building.
So Hampton didn't seem to be bothered at all by it today. They are being very consistent.
Dallas dozens of rivers and creeks poured out of their banks Friday night, flooded lowlands of Metro Texas and forced hundreds of persons from their homes. 6 tornadoes injured 5 people and caused property damage estimated $1 million or more than that. 4 children and a woman were injured when a tornado rolled across the eastern side of Tyler, hit into elementary schools, the junior high school, and up more than 400 homes. Approximately 300 children escaped as the tornado was whipped into the schools. A 7-inch rain sent Burleson Creek out of its banks Friday night, flooding the business district of La Paz in Central Texas, and families were evacuated from lowlands, and police ordered the evacuation of 500 families in the southern part of Dallas in anticipation of the flooding on the Trinity River Saturday morning. More than 4 inches of rain forced another 300 families from their homes in low sections of the city Friday.
Right back to Curry for 3. Puts it in.
Monomoy, Iowa. A canceled check apparently was carried some 9 miles away from a farmyard near Monomoy after a tornado swept for that area. As farmer Melvin Gilmore said, he found the check as he stepped out his door Friday morning. The check had been written by Edward Belcher of Milford at a Milford bank. Eastern New England was shaken by an earthquake as tremors were felt from Brunswick, Maine to Braintree, Massachusetts, and as far inland as Springfield, Massachusetts, and Springfield, Vermont. The American Association of University Professors meeting in New York Friday withdrew censure action against the University of Oklahoma voted in 1956.
By David Lee. That's going to be the 3rd team foul and the 5th on Lee.
A flight of 4 supersonic F-1 fighters flew non-stop 4,000 miles from Panama and back to Foster Air Force Base Friday in 6 hours and 57 minutes. The jet to the Tactical Air Command 19th Air Force 450 fighter wing took off at 4:48 a.m. under a sailing in low clouds today and returned at 11:45 a.m. after flying across the Gulf of Mexico and the Caribbean Sea. Police Friday said Leo Warren Custer, 30 of 612 Northeast 16, fell as he stepped down from a bus at Northeast 13 and Lincoln was treated in Mercy Hospital for leg and hip injuries. Officers said he was passenger on bus driven by Joel McKinley, Sanford 30 of 308 Wilson in Midwest City. In the United States, in the United Nations in New York, the Soviet Union Friday accused the United States of using what it's called a non-existent communist threat as pretext for sending the 6th Fleet in the Eastern Mediterranean.
Because of green screen that time.
Okay, I'll add the weather after this commercial break here. Okay, now on the weather here. For Oklahoma City and vicinity here. Showers and thunderstorms Saturday with a high of 67 and tonight's low 52 degrees. For Oklahoma, showers and thunderstorms east, cool west Saturday high 65 to 75 degrees. Missouri, most cloudy Saturday and Saturday night with scattered showers and thunderstorms except extreme northeast and northwestern cooling in extreme southeast and north Saturday. High Saturday 60s and northwest of the 70s southeast. Kansas intermittent showers and thunderstorms southeast and extreme east spot Saturday night. Elsewhere, cloudy to particular sky spot Saturday night. A colder southwest Saturday night. High Saturday 60s northwest of the 70s and southeast.
I think they're going to call it a play number 1.
Sunset 7:13 p.m. and civil trial begins about 5:16 and ends about 7:40 p.m. Moon set 6:15 p.m. on Sunday. Right now, our Oklahoma City temperature here at 5 o'clock, we got 67 degrees out temperature, Newport about 60 degrees, and humidity 79%, barometer 97 inches, visually 50 miles, winds northeast about 11 miles per hour. That is going to be it for the WKY Channel 4 Saturday evening report for the Saturday, April 27, 1957 on a Saturday. I'm Peter Semi, but good evening, and coming to next on Channel 4 will be the Big Red Shindig with Hank Thompson in color. Have a good day.
Say, would you please?